Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Now, my wife and I wrote this book, A Woman's Influence. So if you have not got this book, hey, give it a try. I've been getting great feedback from it. Now, I wanted to tell you today's video is inspired by a text conversation my wife and I had this morning. And as far as Small Business Saturday, I'm out of topics right now, but I'm working on a course for you, and it's gonna be a full course. So y'all just be ready for it on branding and how I built my personal brand. But I gotta stay in tune with my heart. I can't talk on stuff if it's not on my heart. And so right now, I want to talk to you today about the benefits of marriage, because I woke up this morning and my wife, she wasn't in the bed beside me. She had already got up. And I text her, which I can't read the text because I'm shooting on my phone. But I text her and I was like, hey, I miss you. And she was like, hey, babe, I miss you too. And she was like, Tayden, that's our youngest son, Tayden woke up early. So I'm up with him now, about to make him breakfast. And then I'm going to do some cardio. And then I wrote her back, I'm like, you such a beast at life. Now when I say beast, if you don't play sports, you don't understand that, but it's just a little term we use around the house because our oldest son, plays soccer. And she was like, oh wow, thank you so much. It's crazy we can't see ourselves because I feel like it's so much more I can do. And then I wrote it and I was like, no, you really, balling out of control on this thing called life, basically, is what I was saying. And I was like, I just love you so much, appreciate you. And she said, thank you, you're amazing. She was like, I told her I wish I could be half of what you are, like do half of how you do life. And she said, I wish I had your creative entrepreneurial mind to be able to just create something, think of something and just create it. That's so rare. So now we're in this compliment session and I'm feeling awkward because I'm like, listen, nah, this supposed to just go one way. Supposed to be me complimenting you. Don't be giving me no compliments because I don't know how to receive compliments. And so, and she said that to me and I said something to her just like, thank you. I love you so much. I'm just so happy to have you. And she said, thank you just for being you. She was like last night when I cracked my Apple Watch, because she went to set her Apple Watch on the counter on the island or bar or whatever you call that, and it fell to the floor. And we got tile floor, so when it hit the floor, it cracked, the screen shattered, and she haven't had it that long. And when she was like, when I cracked my watch, and you were like, it's okay, it's cool. Like, she was like, a lot of husbands would have said something negative or, had something to say, but you were just like, it's cool, like, chill, like, get another one. And she was like, I didn't realize it in the moment, but when I thought about it this morning, I realized how important that was for me. And I thought about that thing when she said that, because I didn't really think about it, because when she first dropped the watch, yeah, it's kind of like, on the sarcastic side, on the negative side, which I hear, a lot of women go through, a man would be like, really? How clumsy can you be? It's $500. That shows how you value money. It's $500 and you barely sitting on the edge of the counter. Could have come up with something like that to say. But when she dropped it, I'm like, I thought to myself, I'm like, man, I know she hard on herself. And I'm like, at the end of the day, if it costs $400 or $500, I'm like, okay, that it's not the end of the world. Like, yeah, that's a pretty penny. That's a lot of money, but she work out every day. That watch mean a lot to her because she work out with it to keep up the heart rate, tell her how many calories she burn. That's essential for her life. Me, I work out 3 times a week now. I don't have an Apple Watch yet. Might not ever get one because looking down there at calories don't matter to me. That matters to her. And she working out right now while we speaking right now. I'm in here. It's 9:20 a.m. She been in the gym for feel like 30-40 minutes already. She really try to do that thing. And so I knew it meant a lot to her. And I'm like, you know what? I could eat that $500. You know, like it's cool if they can't fix the screen, but she Googled it and she can get the screen fixed for like $120. And yeah, that's a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money. But I said that to her, and I didn't know it meant anything. That I didn't berate her or, you know, make her feel stupid or dumb or, you know, pick at her or get angry, get an attitude because it's an expensive, you know, little piece of equipment. And it made me think about just like the beauty and the benefits of marriage. And how when you get married, especially to the men, because I'm a man talking here, it's so beautiful when you get into a marriage as a man and you treat your woman like a queen and you're faithful to your woman and you think about her. She's the last thing I think about going to bed, and she right next to me. First thing I think about when I wake up, and she's never next to me when I wake up because she gets up before me. And I text her. And you'll think that we long distance relationship or something, but she might be in the living room or she might be in the kitchen or she might be at the gym or somewhere, and I text her, hey love, I miss you. First thing, I text her first thing in the morning and from the bed. I grab my phone and I text her. And I'm sharing this with you, you know, this behind the scenes, this intimate, but this real life. And see, a lot of people don't think that's real life. A lot of people don't think that a husband will wake up in the morning, turn to his side, get his phone, and text his wife, hey, I miss you. Hey, I love you. But that's what love makes you do. That's what you feel when you're in a healthy relationship. That's what it feels like. And, you know, we've been on this here situation, quarantine, lockdown, for 3 months. I think it was like March 11th that I flew out to Kansas City to meet a sports team that I was working with, and they were getting ready to play a tournament, and the tournament got canceled, and I came home, and I've been home ever since. And now today is, you know, June 13th. Yeah, June 13th. So been home April, May, June. I've been home three months. This the longest I've been home consecutively since like 2010. So in a decade, this is the longest I've been home. And my wife, she said to me yesterday, she said, you know, she said, it's crazy. We've been on lockdown for 3 months and we're not tired of each other. We're not getting ready to go through no divorce. And she mentioned Kelly Clarkson, I think, the lady who got a TV show, how they were trying to work on their marriage, but then, you know, the lockdown ended it. Now they're going through a divorce. I wish they would have called me first. I probably could have helped the old boy get his life together. But she mentioned it. I was like, you know what? You're right. Because like me and her, what we've been doing, you know, we have our mother-in-law over here, my mother-in-law over here, and we got 2 boys. So what we've been doing on this here lockdown is every day me and her get out the house and we'll go get the takeout. We'll go get takeout and we'll bring the boys they takeout, and then we'll go get us some takeout and we'll sit down unless she cook at the house. And then we'll sit in the car. So yesterday I put it on my Instagram story. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you got an Instagram. I'm on Instagram. I don't post as much as I post here. But I put in my story, we had us a date night from Del Frisco's. We went to Del Frisco's. I got my old baby back rib. She got her a steak because she not really a steak eater, but she doing something right now for 3 days, you know, with her body. Low carbs or something like that. So she had some steak and broccoli, and I had me some ribs and fries. And we sat in the car. We left Del Frisco. We drove over to the mall across the street, and I pull up in front of Neiman Marcus. Right, they got a little drive up where people could bring your clothes out, but it's closed. I said, well, I'm gonna sit right here in this little driveway in front of Neiman Marcus so I could feel fancy. That was my exact word. So I could feel fancy, so I could feel rich. Sit in front of these expensive clothes and eat this here dinner. And my wife was like, really? You gonna sit right here? This says no parking 24 hours. I was like, all right. So I went and parked in the parking lot. And we sat there, let all the windows down, and we were eating. You know, she let me taste her steak. She really don't eat pork like that, and swine, what we call it. But we sat there and it started raining. felt a couple drips. I had all the windows down. I had the sunroof back. We was in her car. I bought her a new car on our anniversary, March 30th. So boy, we were putting some miles on that thing. You hear me? And so now y'all bear with me. I'm just talking to you from the heart today. I ain't really teaching no lesson, but I'm sharing with you behind the scenes of my marriage. You know, in this real life. I can't make this up now. I ain't no fiction writer. If I was, I'd be writing some good books. But we sat there, and then it started raining. So I closed the sunroof, but I didn't close the shade part of it. I just closed the glass part of it and just let them raindrops just hit on there, and it just looked beautiful. It's like you in a aquarium, the rain hitting that glass, and we eating, and we got a little music on. We listen to The Message on Sirius XM. It's a channel called The Message, channel 63. It's Christian music, it's talking about God. All the music about talking about God and Jesus and the love of God and Jesus. And it's a little more light, a little more lyrics. Now you got Kurt Franklin's praise too, but we don't really listen to that as often just because, a lot of the music on Kurt Franklin plays be coming from the struggle. A lot of black artists, they write from a struggle, rough side of the mountain and all them long riffs, and that just ain't where I'm at in my life. I'm trying to be happy. Okay. It'd be like some, So I've been listening to The Message. It's a little more light, a little more lyrical, a little more lyrics, still just riffs and riffs. It's edifying your spirit. So we had that playing a little low. My wife know every single song, so she be singing with it. And we had this whole date night. And we went and we got the boys some food first. Got them some food, brought their food home, had to wait on their food. Then we drove 20, 30 minutes to get us some food. Then we did that date. And then we went from there to Walgreens to get her some NyQuil or something. Some kind of little medicine she wanted. And went to Walgreens. And we just every day, that's what we do. We might hit Target to do a little pickup order. She got to do a pickup. We'll hit Target. We'll hit Walmart. We'll hit somewhere to eat. We'll hit this place, that place. We might make 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stops. We got our masks. We be social distance. We don't shake no hand. We don't talk to nobody. Nothing like that. But every single day we'll get out from. Today we leaving today because we going to look around at some houses. Because my wife, she just like to do when they have an open house, she like to go look through the houses. And if you find one you like, hey, might move. Never know. We ain't really planning on it, but just something to do. Get out the house, go walk through with your mask on. And we looking at 3 houses today. And so, it's what marriage is. And we've been doing this every day. And if I get ready to go somewhere, like if I say, oh, I'm finna go to Walgreens, go Chick-fil-A. She's like, okay, I'm gonna come with you. And it was a couple times on this here lockdown where I was trying to get out the house, just because when I'm in a car, it's like my sanctuary. Because whenever I'm home, if I'm talking to myself, somebody could hear me. So sometimes I'm in the bathroom talking to myself, like, brush my teeth or in my closet, getting dressed, changing clothes, and I'm talking to myself. I be preaching, and my wife, she'll come in there, oh, okay, yeah, good conversation. Yeah, what you was saying? And making fun of me because I like to talk to myself. And so when I get in the car, it's just me. And it's like you're in this sound barrier, and it's like my sanctuary. It's where I could pray, I could sing, be off key, but I could sing, I could, talk to the Lord, I could give me a dissertation, I could do me an interview like I'm on an interview on TV, and I just be in my space. So a couple times I tried to get out and go somewhere. My wife's like, oh, you want me to ride with you? You want me? And I'm like, wow, she really want to ride with me. So I let her come on with me. But it said something to me. It said to me, man, she really in love. Like everywhere I go, she want to go, even if she not really feeling good. If I kept her up too late the night before, and then my youngest son woke her up too early the next day, And so you know how it kind of put that fog on you all day. Even if she feeling like that, she want to get up and go with me. And so we've been hitting Starbucks. Now I was extremely excited yesterday because we had boycott Starbucks, but then they gon' back out of what back. It's like, no, keep that same energy so I can save me some money this over the next 30 days. So I hadn't talked to my wife. Hey, we finna boycott Starbucks. But then she sent me the article. I woke up to the article. Starbucks says it's okay for their staff to wear their Black Lives Matter pins and be in support. Here we go. So all right, so y'all done woke up and got back on. So we hit Starbucks yesterday. Right before we got our Del Frisco, we hit Starbucks and we both drank a tall ice caramel macchiato. Now listen, this is another thing about marriage. I never drank coffee before I met my wife. My wife had me taste coffee. I don't like coffee, but it's a bonding thing too, you know, cause she hit that tall ice caramel macchiato. So I go and I always order them 2 tall ice caramel macchiatos, and I drink them with her. Sometimes I can't even drink it all, but I've been hitting it lately because that's what she like. And before that, it was the tall, hot chai tea latte. But she just been on the ice drink for the last few months here. But it'll be 90 degrees and she'll be having a tall, hot, steaming hot chai tea latte and have me drinking it too. And then she put me on the white chocolate mocha, the tall, hot white chocolate mocha. So I hit that sometime. I have that while she having, you know, her little situation. But that's marriage. I got into that through her. When my wife met me, being Jamaican, she had never ate Popeye's chicken. I introduced her to Popeye's chicken. Now, my introduction may have been worse than hers. She don't eat it anymore. She ain't had it in probably years now, but I used to be on that Popeye's chicken. So it's like we grew on each other. My wife, she talk extremely proper. You know, I don't really talk proper. I don't try to enunciate all my words, but it's on purpose. It's like, listen, you only got so much life to live. You only got so much breath in your body. I'm not finna lose 2 years of my life trying to put an extra ER on a word. I'm finna go and cut that short and save me some breath so I can live a little longer. But my wife, she talks extremely proper. But guess what? Because she with me, she know how to speak my language when she talking to me. She talk to me like slang, like she know how to say some words so we could get through the conversation a little more. But she picked that up from me. Now, if we go talk to somebody and they go to talk, oh yeah, and I know that, yeah. And yeah, oh yeah. And then it's like, oh yeah, oh blah, blah, blah. And they be what I call ad-libbing. And I just be watching them like, man, how she talk my language to me, but then she could talk to Karen and talk Karen down, de-escalate Karen and talk Karen language. I'm like, wow, this woman is gifted. And so I just been watching her and I'm just in awe. I'm just like, man. I was thinking this morning, I was saying to myself, I was like, I wanted to tweet it, but it ain't time to tweet that. But it's like, I want to compare notes with other husbands to see, just so they could see my wife better than theirs, or might be better than theirs, or as good as theirs. But I'm just like, man, I'm loving marriage. I'm telling you, like, we've been married over 13 years. I absolutely love it. Because it's like, it's your best friend. And you building together. So it's like, I want what she wants. She want what I want. We on one accord. We a team. So it's like, I could take my hopes, my dreams, my fears, and she gonna shoot it straight. She gonna be real with me because my success is her success. My failure is her failure, and vice versa. If she come to me with something, I'm gonna be real with her. And so she'll come to me, what you think about this? I come to her, what you think about this? So literally, she has been, my life coach, my therapist, my manager, my agent. Like companies will write in all the time and they want to partner, they want to work. And she helped me with that. She helped me. I'm not doing interviews. I don't do interviews, but I get so many requests to do interviews. And I don't do interviews anymore, just because I answer the same questions a million times. It's like I'd rather just talk to my audience than to be on somebody else's audience and talking to somebody else's audience. It's like, let me talk to my audience. And I ain't trying to recruit people. I know people do interviews, get you new. No, I'm fine. Whoever bump into me, that's what the Lord have. So my wife, she helped me manage. She respond, hi, unfortunately, Mr. Gaskins is not accepting interviews in this season. Thank you so much. We wish you the best. People trying to do buy-ins. She helped me look at that and say, nah, you ain't doing that. So I was like, all right, well, they want to buy in. They want to partner. So, and there's so many companies right now. She's like, well, that's not a good fit. So give them an astronomical price. Tell them $500,000 that some of you know they can't afford. So I hit them back. Hey, it's gonna be $500,000. I know they can't afford that, but that wisdom came from my wife instead of me just shooting them down. And then they try to hack my website, because that's what they'll do out here. They nasty now. They want to partner with you, and you tell them no, man, they'll go leave you 1-star reviews on your books. They'll go try to hack your website. Oh yeah, they nasty now. But she there, like my support system. And so right now I'm mapping out a new course, and it's so many people who, come to me and they're like, how do you build a personal brand? And I did it so simple. I did it real simple. I didn't do all the stuff that most people do to build their brand, to earn a living, a full-time living, a great living, building a brand, working alone. And so I'm gonna put that in a course, just because I can't talk one-on-one to 1,000 people. So my wife, she helped me with that. She helped encourage me and push me and say, yeah, you ought to do that course. I remember when I ran out of stuff, I didn't know what to talk about, what to do. She gave me this book idea. Single is Not a Curse. It became one of my best sellers because I was getting so many questions from singles. And she gave me, authorize this right here, Real Love. It's our full love story. It's like, it's telling our full, you see the nitty gritty in here. Like what I'm giving you today, the behind the scenes. I said this was the benefits of marriage, but I'm just giving you the behind the scenes of my marriage, so that you know and understand, like when I'm talking on this love and relationship, what you hearing is somebody who come from being the absolute worst. When I tell you like nasty, now some people say, well, your wife ain't no different than us because she married old nasty man. My wife didn't know I was nasty. My wife didn't know I was out there like that. She had no clue, because I didn't tell her all that. And she didn't ask me all that. She didn't ask me how many women you slept with. She ain't come asking me that. And I asked her later, I said, why you didn't ask that question? She was like, to be honest with you, I'm not dumb. I kind of get it how men try to live their life. And if I ask you that question, we would never been together. So you don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. And so she saw that I was a good person and she liked me. She didn't want to go asking questions. That's like me saying, how big was your ex-boyfriend microphone? You don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. So that was wisdom on her part. So she saw me for who I was then, not who I used to be. And I realized I had to become better than I was. So I was all the way out there. Nasty, you hear me? And so now I'm all the way over here, 100% faithful, a loving husband, devoted, all the words, okay? Husband and father, one of the absolute best at it. Oh yeah, got to say it to you, and that's where I'm living. So when I'm giving you insight on love and relationships, you might not fully agree, but it's because you ain't seen the top of the mountain. So when I'm telling you what it looked like out here, unless you done been completely all the way out there nasty on one end of the spectrum, and then you done came all the way over here to a 100% healthy, perfect marriage that done last over a decade, 13 years of marriage, then you have not seen the full spectrum. You ain't seen both sides. You ain't lived and walked and slept and bred with the savages and then succeeded with the saints. When you done been on both sides of the mountain, when you done been on both ends of the spectrum, your vantage point, your experience, your insight, and your wisdom is going to be different. That's why I tell people a lot of times, like, listen, anything I say on here, I know. I don't speak what I think. I speak what I know, because I done evaluated it from every angle. Metaphorically, spiritually, psychologically, literally, theologically, I done looked at it from every angle. And I've seen it 1,000 times over, because I'm doing the work. I'm in the trenches. So when I give you the game, it's because I'm a relationship scientist. This what I'm doing research all day, every day. I'm in people's lives. My oldest client is in the mid 70s. And youngest 16. But so from 16 to mid 70s, I'm in people's lives, up close and personal, in a way that is, unabridged, unadulterated. So when I bring you the report live from the streets, it's because while you was working for, yourself, or Billy Bob, Jane, and Sue, for them 40 hours a week, I was working for you 40 hours a week in love and relationships. You see what I mean? So that's why. And then what I do is I take and I put the blueprint together, make it work. Once I cross a decade of marriage and everything is perfect, we're not fussing, we're not fighting, no arguing, no cheating, no lying, no deceiving, I realized, Tony, you got the blueprint to the perfect marriage. Perfect, subjective word. And so I put it in this book, Make It Work. Then on my book 2 of the deal, because when you sign a book deal, you sign a 2-book deal. Book 2, they told me they want me to write a book with my wife. That wasn't my wife's idea, wasn't my idea. So I titled the book A Woman's Influence, because I realized my life changed due to the role my wife plays in my life. And just being that sounding board, being the wind beneath my wings, just being my peace, being my solace, being my vacation, just being who she is. It's just like, man, it's so peaceful. Like, just be able to sit and talk. Like, we'll sit and talk. We could talk 2, 3, 4 hours. Only time my wife is I don't say not unpleasant, but only time she's not warm and like a vacation is when she hungry. So anytime she quiet, I know I need to feed her. I know I need to find some food. Where the fastest place I can get some food at. Cause she done, she anemic too, so she get the low blood sugar sometimes. So whenever she get real quiet, I'm like, I either need Starbucks or somebody drive through. And it's like she'll be quiet. She'll hit that Starbucks. She'll go to talking. I'm like, wow. So that's her only thing, is when she hungry, when her body needs some sugar, or not hungry, she just need a little for that anemic or whatever they call it, in the low blood sugar. But other than that, she is a ball of energy, non-stop talking. Like, my wife, she the type of person where when we would go to Disney World, she'll want to get up 5 a.m., leave the house 6 a.m., 6:30, get there 30 minutes before the park thought about opening the park. Get in there as soon as it open, whatever time it is, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and be there from 9 a.m. We'll leave like midnight to go back to the Disney hotel. You hear me? Well, how many hours that is? 15 hours. But guess what? Was up 4 hours before the park opened. So that's 19 hours. That's the kind of energy she got. I remember we did that. I remember me and my son foot was this big. Our foot looked like an elephant foot from walking all day. We couldn't even think about walking. I couldn't even picture a foot hitting the ground in my head without hurting. But that's her energy. And like when we get out here today, she gonna be, me and her, when we get out here today, when we leave here, when we go into this first house, it's in our neighborhood, but it's over there. We was on a bike ride and we drove past it. And we in a gated neighborhood that's 24-hour security. But we was on a bike ride, and we do bike rides now. Bought us some bicycles. And we drove past it, and they got a gate in front of their house. So I'm like, y'all gated in the gated. So, and I said, man, I want that house. Wow, ooh, I want that house. And the other day, she just was looking, and just looking at housing. It's just like what she like to do, you know. And she saw it's for sale. So we're going to look at it today, but just to look at it, okay? I don't know if we're going to move or not. It just kind of depends, because right now we in this situation and banks acting a fool, and, you know, it don't really matter how you take care of your money. They still like to run you through the ringer. But when I get out here with her today, she going to be so excited. She going to be so excited. She going to be just bubbly and giddy. And I'm gonna tell you, my wife, like me, I'm real chill. Like, I come on here, you'll see some energy from me sometimes on these here videos. But my wife, she, like, if she a 10, I'm like a 4 when it comes to energy level. And so a lot of times her energy be so much, she be trying to bring me up, and I be trying to, you know, bring her closer to my energy level, and we meet somewhere around a 7 or an 8, and it just has been life-changing for me. Just having somebody just, you know, my wife, on our 8-year anniversary, we've been married 13 years, on our 8-year anniversary, she planned a like an excursion. It was like 8 different things, and each thing had a card and a clue. I'm a chill person. Remember, I tell you that. Like, I'm cool as ice. You hear me? I can't lie to you. You just swagoo on ragu, swaggerlicious. Like, that's just me, okay? I've been like that since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I remember my uncle, he doing 40 years right now in prison. But I remember we took a picture, and it was me and all my big cousins. And they was all doing all this. And I just was sitting there, cause I'm born cool. Now y'all forgive me. Now I'm just playing with you. But I ain't really playing with you. And I remember my uncle. He said, "Man, look at all these guys, man, and look at little Tony. Look at Brat." He called me Brat. Like, man, look at Brat. Boy, naturally cool. And I was the youngest. You know, my cousin was 3, 4, 5 years older than me. But I just always been real low key. But my wife, she has. When she did that 8 excursion thing, do you know one of them things was skydiving? Skydiving. And I ain't talking about I fly. I'm not talking about I fly. I'm talking about real skydiving. We pull up. The little card said something about you gonna have a bird's eye view. Okay, well, we finna fly somewhere. We must be finna fly somewhere. It pulled into place. It was like something aviation skydiving. I was like, what? What is this? You absolutely crazy. What in the world? Who you think? What? Skydiving. But guess what? Let me tell you something. This what marriage, when you get a healthy marriage, it's about being selfless. So I said, okay. I said, all right, I guess I'm going to do it. I told myself, I'm going to do this skydiving one time in my life. This is something I have no desire to do. This is something I would have never asked to do. This is something I will never do again. But I'm going to do this skydiving one time in my life to show my wife just how much I love her. to show her, girl, I'm willing to die for you. I'm willing to die with you. I'm willing to get out of my comfort zone and get into a love zone. You hear me? And let my comfort zone catch up. I want that right there. That skydiving for me represented love. It represented selflessness. It represented unity. And her auntie crazy. And when I say crazy, because anybody who want to skydive, I'm scared to close my eyes around you. If you want, now I want to say want, but y'all gonna think I'm saying W-O-N-T, but so I'm gonna say it the proper way. If you want to skydive, that's how I'm looking at you. So I had to sleep with one eye open for the rest of the week with my wife. I'm like, you wanted to skydive? So we got up there, 14. The thing say, the people say, you are going 14,000 feet in the air. I'm like, hold on now. Y'all turn on the internet and let you pull out the phones at 10,000 feet. So, and that's high. You saying we going 14,000 feet? 4,000 more feet in the air? After you could turn on the internet and the Wi-Fi and pull out your devices? I said, no, nah, hold on now. And I'm sitting there and we up there. We going up in the air. We up there. And a little sign on the wall say, please, no flagellants. I asked my wife because I thought that meant like ED, dysfunction, flagellants. And I was like, babe, what is on no flagellant? Now what we got on the nasty plane? But she was like, no, that's not, don't pass gas. So I had to suck that thing right back up because I was about to let me son go, because you up there, you nervous, your stomach boiling. You got the acid interacting with all the dopamine and serotonin and all this. It felt like my brain was releasing acetone. You know what women take their nail polish off with? I felt like my brain was releasing acetone. So I was like, my stomach was ready to go. And I look up and talking about no flatulence. I'm like, man, y'all gotta let some go up here in this air, 14,000. And then let me tell you, because of the systemic racism, I'm with a white male who they like to see a black man squeal. So my wife jump out, they just jump out. Ooh, my guy, he gonna turn me around and we do a backflip out of the plane. I say, what? I'm in the air flipping, and I just heard the Maxwell song. I'm like, did this man just do a backflip? He know I'm the only black man he done seen up here the whole year. And instead of diving out orthodox, missionary, he wanna go airborne ranger. He did a backflip out the plane. I'm gonna tell you no lie. I lost my life and then came back to life. It's like, I don't know if I seen all this, but it was like Gabriel the Archangel, like the trumpet sounding, like the birds, the dove that came out of Noah's Ark to go get the twig. It was like everything. I'm like, man. And then you going. And then you got to come down and you got to land. How you gonna land with your legs? The airplane got wheels that come out, that hit the ground. How am I gonna land with my legs after I just fell 14,000 feet out of the air? I almost broke my leg. They try to tell you how to land, I almost broke my leg. I had all kind of knee in the dirt. I got up from there. I looked at my wife. I said, girl, you better not ever in your life, ever in your life, question my love for you. Ever in your life. She was just laughing. She was laughing so hard. Her auntie was in her 50s, I think. Her auntie come down. She just laughing, giggling. They having a good time. I said, boy, I don't know what kind of family I done married into. They Jamaican. I said, I don't know what kind of family I done married into. But let me tell you, that's marriage. You know, that's my marriage. That's my marriage. And see, this is a thing. This marriage so peaceful, man. It's so peaceful, and I can't take all the credit, but I'm taking a lot of the credit because, as I said on my video yesterday, the oil flow from the head. Like the oil, okay, anointing oil. When God anoints you, and they pour that oil, when they anoint you, remember you put the oil right here on your forehead. When they pour that oil in your head, what that oil do? The oil gonna run down. The oil flow from the head. So if the man is the head of the household, the head of the family, I gotta be in right standing. So the fact that I don't gamble, get drunk, smoke, curse, go to the strip club, go to the club, watch the nasty movies, deal with Angela, emotional cheat, physical cheat. You see what I'm saying? I don't cheat in my business. The fact that I'm living right and that I'm faithful, the oil flow from the head. So my wife at peace, my son's at peace, my house is at peace. And I'm going to tell you, I'm excited to live. Like, I don't even be want to go to sleep at night. I'm so excited. I be up to 1 o'clock in the morning just taking in life. Just, woo, life. That's how I be, just, life. You know why? Because I made a decision. And I don't let stuff get me down. Like, I'm always going to look at the bright side of the situation. Like, now I get angry. I was talking to my wife last night about knowing yourself because we was watching American Greed. Now that's like one of our favorite shows, American Greed. American Greed, and let me come on there. Let me help produce something. Now, let me be the voice on there one time for old Stacy Keach. But look up American Greed. It come on MSNBC or CNBC. CNBC. We love that show. If you got on demand, type search, go to on demand and search greed. And then watch the American Greed, man. They good. Especially if you in business as an entrepreneur, it keep you honest. But we watched American Greed last night, and we seen that boy who he loved Gucci and Louis. Okay? And he is in college. And his parents cut him off, wouldn't give him no money after he stole his grandma's credit card and went on a 6-week vacation in Europe. So his parents found out about that. He got put on probation. The parents cut him off. He got mad, went home, stole his daddy's gun, came back, and shot and killed his sister. Went in the house, shot and killed his mama. Waited an hour for his daddy to come home. Shot his daddy in the head, killed his daddy. Stole his mama credit card. Drove to his school football game in Texas. He go to school in Oklahoma. Drove to Texas for the game. Used his mama card, checked into the Ritz-Carlton. Stayed in the Ritz-Carlton with his little friend. It looked like they like each other, like boys. Like they look like he like boys. And with his little friend. In there. And with his sister, his mama, and his daddy. At his house. Deceased. I said, Lord. So me and my wife were talking about last night just about how crazy people is. And how you got to know yourself too. And know your capabilities. And we was talking and we were talking, we talking about politics. We talking about Black Lives Matter. We talking about the protests and all of that. And I was telling her, like, the reason why I can't go out there. The reason why I can't go protest is because I know myself. I'm not built to just be hollering and just be marching. I'm gonna be done throw something. I'm gonna be done set police station on fire. Set this on. I burn the city hall down. Like, I'm not there yet, you know, to just be out there marching. Police hit me with a rubber bullet. Come on now. And so I tell my wife, I'm like, look, I got kids to raise. Like, I already know, like, that's not, for me, everybody, that's why I say everybody got a role. So I talk about it, and I talk the sense, and when I'm sharing with you about seeing it, looking at it this way and channeling it like this and raising your kid, that's what I have to tell myself, because some people meant for that front line. Some people meant to lead a voting rally, a voting movement. Some people meant to talk to people who struggle with mindset and beating yourself up. Some people meant to talk on that and what they doing. So that's where I was coming from on it, because listen, you got to know yourself. But me and my wife, she talked and she understand that. Like, she hear me, and then I understand her, you know, with hers. So, and where she coming from, and we see eye to eye on politics, on religion, on raising our kids, on spending our money. Like, we see eye to eye, and it's not just because we just alike, because we actually complete opposites. We complete opposites. What it is selflessness, and it's real love. So you seek to understand, then be understood. Cause like for me, when push comes to shove, you know, I'll be a totally different person. I'll be the one who organizing, you know, the Black Panthers to hit them in the pocket where it really hurt. But I can't do that, because I got to raise my son. So I raised them with emotional intelligence and learn how to beat the system. You know, beat the system without letting the system beat you. Learn how to elevate in your life mentally, so that you're not a slave mentally, so that you're not bound and shackled, you know, spiritually and mentally, emotionally. And so I got to take a different approach. And my wife, she support that. She understand that, how I move, instead of gassing me up. Go out there, go out there, go out there. And knowing that I'm going to be a death sentence or a life sentence just because of my wiring right now in my life and what I done grown through and come from. And so we able to support one another. But yet, here's the thing. With me and my wife, we are, now if you came here to hear something negative, whew, but you hurt. Woo, hater. You hurt. Hater. With me and my wife, we complete opposite. Like, for example, if we order pizza, my wife like veggie pizza. Green pepper, red pepper, onion, mushroom. That's my wife pizza. You know what my pizza is? Meat lovers. Italian sausage, pepperoni, bacon, ham. That's my pizza. You see what I mean? If we sit down to eat, she could eat salmon. Now, I know a lot of y'all call it salmon, but I heard one day I said salmon, and then I heard the waiter say salmon. I said, okay, he trying to teach me something. Don't get slick out the mouth. You want a tip? Don't come over here hollering about salmon when I just said salmon. But I believe the correct pronunciation is salmon. If y'all Google it and hit the button that pronounce it for you, and you'll hear it. So you might just learn something today if it is salmon. So my wife, she could eat salmon with kale, with balsamic vinegar on there. Yeah, bring me your baby back rib. If you don't get that salmon out my face, we completely opposite. Like, she listened to the message, and it's because, you know, she was raised on gospel music, like, you know, but she was raised on all kind of music, but not like rap, you know what I mean? Like, her first CD was Aaliyah, you know, and God rest her soul. But I was raised on just strictly gospel, only gospel, from the age of 6 years old. Before that, it was Michael Jackson. But my parents got saved at 6 years old. They started listening to Michael Jackson, and they only listen to gospel. So my wife, the black gospel music on Kirk Franklin plays, it was too deep, like too painful. It just was real soulful, like just a lot of pain. And my sons, they getting ready to go to school. They don't need to be coming up on the rough side of the mountain, getting ready to go to their private school. And so my wife found the message. When I first listened to the message, it made my skin crawl because it's mostly Caucasian artists. And then they play some African American artists, but the music was so different than what I was raised on. But my wife, she's so cultured, she was able to get into it like immediately. Me, I was like, oh, can't turn Karen off and put Kiki Sheard back on, but we got into Karen, not Karen literally, because that Karen is not a good person, but Becky, and John, and actually John Diaz, one of the singers that was on the message, graduated from high school with me. Little old high school, private high school where I went to play basketball and football. He on the message. I'm listening to my classmate on the message. I'm like, oh, this kind of cool. I think he Hispanic. And my wife, she got into that. I did not like that music. I used to be defiant. Get in the car with me, Kurt Franklin praise. We listening to the spirituals coming up the rough side of the mountain. And I was defiant. But then I just said, you know what, man, I got to think about my kids and the messaging, just all of this wailing. My son not even understanding what's being said. But then on this other channel, it was a diversity lesson for me. It was out of my comfort zone. It was something different. And now we flip between the two of them, because sometimes the message do too much talking. We put on Kurt Franklin plays. You get a different flavor, get a different feel. But that's what my wife helped me realize. Like, get out your comfort zone. This last summer, we went to Europe for 6 weeks. We went to 8 countries and 20 cities. And I would never do anything like that. She was saying to me the other day, she was like, yeah, if we ever get to travel again like that, I want to go such and such. She said somewhere that I didn't even compute. Wasn't even trying to register it. She was like, but I just know you don't like going a lot of places and far away because you always think about the worst case scenario. And she was like, you always talking about, do they like black people? Do they like black people? Which is, again, trauma from being in America. I literally, everywhere she want to go, I'll be like, baby, can black people go there? Can we go to India? Can we go to China? Can we go to Tahitian? Can we go to Indonesia? Like, do they like black people? Like, they ain't gonna try to hang us. They ain't gonna try to lynch us. But that come from me living in the South. Seeing Ku Klux Klan, like just getting called the N-word. So, but she not like that. She don't see it like that. Even though she black too, she choose to look at the world differently. And she don't feel that there's any boundaries on her. And I mean, rightfully so. Her dad is a lawyer, successful. He working in Belgium right now on a contract, and her sister is a doctor. Her other sister is a lawyer. And they come from Jamaica, Her daddy come over here from Jamaica, and they just didn't put limits on themselves. And so my wife, she been there to tell me, like, listen, man, like, don't put limits on yourself. Like, don't doubt yourself. You smart. Just because you talk with an accent, you country, you speak Ebonics, if that's what they call it, you smart. Like, you smarter than any man I've ever met. That's what my wife tell me. She be like, look at your gift. Look what you doing. She's like, look what you done built. Look what you done created. MyMentor.life, TonyGaskinsAcademy.com, GaskinsUniversity.com. CharacterUniversity.com. She like, look at what you have created with no college degree, with no mentor, with no team. Look what you done did. And she helped me believe in myself. She speak life into me. She helped me get out of my comfort zone. She helped me see the world differently. And when we was in Europe for them 6 weeks, that changed my life. Now, yes, it cost more than I wish it would have cost. But it's like, if I become a billionaire, I'm going to send families on trips like that, free of charge, if the husband faithful. I'm about to start blessing men that I feel is faithful to their wife, treat their wife like a queen. I'm about to start blessing them. I'm going to be blessing just whatever they doing, whatever business they in, buy new equipment for their business, help them start a business. If I get a feeling from this man that he faithful. Cause a man know men. I know a faithful man when I'm talking to a faithful man. I can feel it in his spirit. I can feel it in his spirit, feel it in his aura, feel it in energy. Men know men, especially gang recognize gang. I was a dog. So if you got any dog in you, I'm sniffing it out. I can smell it easy. So hey, I just wanted to come on here today, talk for an hour. Just some, let you know behind the scenes of my marriage, like just how I feel about marriage and why I do what I do, and why I'm motivated and inspired. Because one thing I realize is that my wife and we are exception to the rule. And I always tell you, I don't teach the exceptions to the rule. I realize we're an exception to the rule, so I'm teaching what it takes to get here in this day and age, which you can't do what we did and get here. Not today. We did this in 2007. You see what I mean? 13 years ago. Social media really wasn't booming like that. It wasn't really a thing like that. Like the world was a lot less technology. We had flip phones back then, so it was different. Like you can't do in 2020, 2021 what we built in from 2005 to 2007. Got married in 2007. Like you can't do it the same way. We're exception to the rule. So the sin that we was in, the fornication that we was in, the mistakes we made, the couple times we broke up, once in dating, once in marriage, it can't work like that today. You got to move differently. You got to have everything. You got to have your standards in place. You got to have your standards and stipulations. You got to understand men, understand women, understand love, understand relationships, understand marriage, understand engagement, understand the rules of engagement. So that's where I'm coming from. That's where I'm teaching from. And y'all forgive me. You got to, you can't be new here, because if you new here, you probably ain't get this far. But I just want to explain this to you, being that we don't vlog. And I'm gonna tell you why we don't vlog. Maybe one day we'll be able to vlog, but we're just too busy living life, and a camera would just make it not as real. So we done tried to vlog before, but it just, when you live in life, you forget to turn the camera on. So, and that's why a lot of people who vlog end up breaking up or divorcing, because you stealing the moment of a real moment to turn it into a photo op or a video op. And that's why a lot of those people break up, because you're not building a real bond. You can't build a real bond with a camera op. You just can't do it. Because my wife, she say to me all the time, she say, I thank God we ain't got no reality show, because if people hear some of the stuff you say, because I just be real about stuff. I just call it like it is. You know what I'm saying? I be telling the truth about stuff. But when you on a camera, we live in the age of outrage, cancel culture. So you say a syllable wrong and you cancel. You say one thing and everybody looking to argue. And so that's why we don't do reality TV, and that's why we don't vlog like that, because like this your home, it's private, so you really don't want to be showing. I might be vlogging and you might catch one of my roaches flipped over on his bike that ate some of my roach gel, and then now I'm on every blog in America cause one of my roaches, because I done caught one of my roaches slipping. You see what I mean? Not literally, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's intimate, like it's real life. So I'm sharing this right here. And my wife, she have no desire to be on the camera, cause she just too busy living. She like, this what you call to do. This, she don't feel like this her calling. She done tried to vlog, she done tried to do all that, but she not consistent with it, because it takes so much time and energy to raise our sons, that she like, I don't have the time to be vlogging and editing for 8 hours when I got 2 growing boys. So I got to make a choice: be a present mother or be a blogger. And that's why she be behind the scenes, her personal choice. And I'm glad she like that, because I'd much rather my sons get her full undivided attention than they got to be sitting over there waiting while she editing a vlog and trying to get mommy sponsorships. But really, the kids ain't got no mommy, but she got mommy sponsorships. See, we trying to do it different, do it the right way. Hey, this Tony Gaston here, Y'all forgive me for this here rant, out of the norm, a little different. But I appreciate you. God bless you. And to you life coaches now, make sure that you take advantage of this 30% off. It's set at 30%, so you don't need a code. The link in the description.